Love your neighbor as yourself. Love, love, love.
Very good. So all this love is marked by the talk today, which is making self-love a priority. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when a minister chooses a topic, they really dive into it. And I got to tell you, this one has been tossing me all over the place. Like, what's so hard about self-love? I could give you a list. I could give you a list because it's a constant journey of respect and acceptance and a whole lot of forgiveness to just say, I love myself the way I am. Anyone in the room have any essence of what I'm talking about? Vaguely. Okay. At least there's one person. Thank you, Kathy, for coming today. Obviously, we're alone. It is a big topic, and we're going to nibble at it and journey with it and acknowledge our place in it. Oh, it's good to see you. Ah, so good. Okay, so this scripture pointed me to this. It is Mark 12:31. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. Now the whole passage is here is the greatest commandment is love God with all your heart and soul and also love your neighbor as yourself. Well, the hidden trick in this passage is you gotta love yourself in order to love your neighbor. I can speak from experience. If I'm not loving myself, I can't very well love others. Only to the degree I can love myself. So, why would they write this in the Bible? Why is self-love so important? Why? Why? Anyone have a guess why?
Because we have God in our souls.
We have God in our souls, if that's what you said. Good. Anything else? That's good. She knows. Because as I've been saying often, we are 100% divine and 100% human. 100% of each. But it's that divine presence within us, that constant, unconditional love that gives us everything we need if we just open to it. And guess what closes us off from knowing that? Fear, self-doubt, self-hate, a few judgments, a few criticisms. What's harm for just a little criticism? Just a little self-doubt. Just a little self-hate. It's just a little tiny thing. Yes.
Dictates and programs a lot, especially as a child.
Yes.
So, these would be adults. They wouldn't lie to me, would they? I really am no good. I really am dumb. I really am.
We come by it honestly.
Voice that it's hard to get rid of.
It is. But as people who acknowledge that the spiritual journey is the goal, and knowing our oneness with God, we can allow ourselves to accept that we've all had the human journey. And anyone who was our parents, they've had the human journey. So we've all done the best with our humanness that we can. And in the human realm, within this live, work, play world that we live in, we see a lot of hardship. We see a lot of pain. We see corruption. We see power over, power under. We see people who are very disadvantaged, have no roof over their heads. And we see people who live in lavish wonder. The human journey is full of that dualism, which I talked about recently. But in the spiritual world, each one of us is profoundly with this innate presence of the divine. In my mind, I like the ocean. I like water. So if God is the ocean and we're like 98% water, so that's where God resides in me, in every cell of my being, then I can resonate with that part of me. I can allow the presence to give me serenity and wholeness, even when I'm feeling a little depressed, a little swirly. Oh, I didn't sleep so well, or I have a little trouble with my family. Some of you might be aware of those things in your life. It is life. And our journey is calling us. We're here in this room because there's something that said, I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to go and I'm going to explore an idea. Today, it's making self-love priority. Dr. Maya Angelou, great poet laureate, she found unity. She loved unity very deeply. And in her writing, she said, I must undertake to love myself and to respect myself as though my very life depends upon self-love and self-respect. Because I think it does. Because in my youth, I had a lot of self-loathing. And a lot of that self-loathing led me to ideas that maybe it's not worth living this life. And we live in a society where suicide is epidemic. If we don't have self-love and self-respect, we'll look at other options. And it's a journey of accepting things. It's a journey of what are some of the things we love to do in life? We ask those questions. What's some of the things we love to do? What's so good about being alive? Adventure. Food. Laughing. Grandchildren. Music. There's wonderful things. What do you love about being you? What do I love about being me? Anyone? So are you. You're not alone. I'm supported. I'm whole. I survived. It's amazing. After 68 years, I've survived. We're here. Most everyone that's ever lived isn't here anymore. I'm on the hill. At least for a time. So why not make self-love a priority? Look in your life. The things you make absolute commitment of, do you do them or do you flake them off? You do them. Pay the rent, make the date, turn in the deadline. You make a commitment and you do it. So if you make a commitment, just, I'm not saying love yourself all day. That might be a little too bearing and it'd be worth like leaving the planet. But choose some form of self-love today that you can love yourself. And once you've done that, choose another one and love yourself. Just the way you are. That song we sang, it wasn't just a ditty. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to do. Thank you, Dr. Maya. And going with this, I also ride in the wisdom of Martha Smock. She's written some wonderful books and was the head of daily work for many, many years. She says, to love yourself means to love the self of you that God created in his image and likeness. The Christ self. So we've talked about that human aspect of us, our upbringing, our challenges, our navigation through life's decisions and experiences. But loving yourself is loving that which is loving you all the time. That 100% divine. That energy that supports us, renews us, heals us, blesses us eternally. There's no lack in God. And love is a great description of that energy that is delivered when we allow it to be. And we can do that only in the present moment. Setting all the other stuff aside and just open to that love. You can do that through prayer or meditation, saying an affirmation, seeking the highest truth in each moment. And we get to work with both sides of that 100% of who we are. Dr. H. Emily Cady wrote Lessons in Truth, and from that book she says, God is in the midst of you. You are the temple of the living God. If we can see ourselves as a container that God's moving through, it's easier to see, how can I take care of this body-mind that I've been given? If I ask myself, do I want to go to the gym? My answer will always be no. I know there's people who just love it. I love it when I get there. But I don't ask that question. I ask, when am I going? And then go 100%. Not leave half of myself reclined in the sofa and the other half of me in the pool exercising. It is possible to do that. It's really possible to do that. And it doesn't work for me. Eating well, playing, laughing, enjoying the present is not going off into a cave someplace. Sure, that could be fun for 5 minutes. And some people do it because they need to distract from everything. But God's everywhere present. The God in you. And our whole namaste is seeing the God in you from the God in me. So being with others, celebrating the present, is a good thing. Whether you're walking, you're playing, you're working, you're exploring, those adventures. This is black belt spirituality. If you're ever courageous enough to do it, because I have done it, commit to loving yourself 100%, period. I did it for a whole year. And every single thing that I didn't love came up to say, well, love this. Well, love this. And I did. I just kept loving everything that came up. But it's black belt. It's a tough journey. But it's, why not love ourselves the way God loves us? Unconditionally. We're not so bad. Sure, we have some crazy ideas in our mind and our heart, but that's what makes us unique and interesting to have a meal with. Even if you're having the meal by yourself, I can entertain myself for hours because I'm so crazy. And if I'm just a little too tired, I'll get up and dance. Just ask Owen. He's seen me do some weird stuff. He just sits back on the sofa going, whatever. Hopefully that takes the edge off. The focus is on something else besides him. It's all right. Okay. So our personal exploration this week, it's so long because I have examples. That's the word. It's right there on the screen. So create affirmations. So here's a few. I honor my needs and celebrate my being. Let's say that together. I honor my needs and celebrate my being. Or, I am worthy of love, joy, and peace. Let's say that together. I am worthy of love, joy, and peace. Or, my life is a reflection of divine love. Together? My life is a reflection of divine love. Doesn't it feel different having proclaimed that higher truth? Affirmations are powerful words, and words are powerful. Hateful words are powerful. Well, loving words are powerful too. The second one is make a self-love playlist. Now, if you hate music, this might be an interesting adventure. If you love music, you know what I'm talking about. Compile songs that uplift you, inspire you, remind you of your values. And don't think someone else's playlist is necessarily going to be yours. Because each of us have our own subjective focus to it. My brother-in-law likes heavy metal. And that does this for him. It doesn't do it for me. But I know what works for me. So play those songs that remind you I'm worthy. I'm whole. I'm powerful. I'm strong. I'm creative. I'm wise. I'm open. I'm present. I trust. I forgive. I hope. I balance. Those kinds of ideas. Self-love, self-respect. And the third one is it's helpful to have some affirmation reminders. So this would be like set up affirmations that pop up hourly on your phone or your computer. You can always use ChatGPT or AI or something to come up with, how can I do this? You can find out. And sticky notes on your mirror, on your desk, on the dashboard of your car, on the inside of your glasses. I see it, I see it. Wherever you can put those little touchstones, little reminders of love and peace and wisdom and creativity and joy and laughter, serenity and wholeness and balance and reconciliation. So as we go forward this week and we explore ways to truly love ourselves, to make a commitment, make it a priority, it's its own reward. When we love ourselves fully, when we respect ourselves fully, it's its own reward. Are you willing to join me? Wonderful. As we make self-love a priority.